I'm Sally.
And I'm Sema, and we are
The Buffy Babes. We're going to be talking all things Buffy, rewatch, reboot, and fun facts.
So let's go.
So this week we're looking at The Harvest. This episode picks up right where we left off at the end of Welcome to the Hellmouth. Things were looking bad for Buffy as she struggled to fight Luke in the mausoleum. However, Luke was repelled by the silver cross necklace that Angel gave to Buffy in the first episode. Buffy rescues Willow and Xander, but Jesse is captured, turned into a vampire, and then later used as bait to lure Buffy into a trap. This episode also continues to show the Master's attempt at breaking free. Luke is turned into the vessel after a ritual of drinking the Master's blood and having a symbol drawn on his forehead, which means that every soul Luke takes will be given to the Master. Will give the Master power to escape from his underground prison. This is the Harvest. Buffy, Willow, and Xander confront the vampires in the Bronze, where the Harvest is set to take place. Buffy faces Luke and manages to defeat him, preventing the ritual and stopping the Master from gaining power. Xander also stakes Jesse, and Willow pours holy water on Darla. In this episode, we really see the proper formation of what we know as the Scooby Gang. Giles fills Xander and Willow in on vampires and demons, and they use their unique skills to fight evil alongside Buffy.
Everyone sort of moves into their own actual role here. Like, it's slightly less introductory than the first episode.
Yeah.
And we start seeing similar themes. So, like, them hanging out in the library being the main place where they all come together and check in on each other and just sort of like debrief and all that kind of stuff. And I love that because I love libraries. I literally hung out in the library at school every day as well. Did you?
Ditto. Yep. That was my hang.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's why I don't even know if it stemmed from Buffy, because how can I tell if I watched Buffy before I even entered a library? But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that whole thing of it sort of setting the scene of like the rest of the, I guess, show in high school, I suppose, because they do keep that quite consistent, don't they?
They do. You're so right. I think it's really funny because given that The Harvest was played alongside Welcome to the Hellmouth initially, like that they played the two episodes together, this one does feel a lot
did they?
less introductory. It does feel like, we've set everything up and now we're in the series. Like, now we see kind of the interactions between the main three and Giles. We see the dynamics. We see what each character kind of brings to the show. And
like especially Willow actually starts to have quite a good role, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Of helping out and
into
being the geeky one.
into the systems. Exactly. Yeah, I love that. And I didn't remember it happening so early, but straight away, yeah, she's in the computer systems helping Buffy out, and Xander as well. Even though he doesn't have the Strayus length or Willow's know-how, he's still got the heart to want to join in and help his friends and help fight evil.
Yes, definitely. So they all have their roles early on, but they do, I think that's what the show does well, is to continue actually having those, I guess, primary roles, but also developing as characters, because they don't actually lose those roles, do they? They do continue and grow from there, which is really nice and unique, really, I think.
Yeah, it's a really good starting point to view all the characters from. And also, I think, not just character development, but I suppose the overall themes of the show, especially in the first three seasons of Buffy balancing school with being a Slayer. Like, we see those two clash. Buffy keeping being the Slayer from her mum. We see that coming up in this episode.
Yes.
We really see Buffy kind of just want to be a normal teenage girl, and that is ongoing, throughout the whole series, not just in high school, but wanting to be a normal girl, not always having to go off and fight evil, and kind of balancing those things, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I like that you constantly see that friction, like she has to go to class, or she's forgotten to do her homework, or like even at the end of the episode she's thinking, oh, she could just be kicked out by not going to class. And
How
those
can
things are
expelled?
still in her mind. exactly. Like those things are still on her mind like a normal person, as well as
Yeah,
having to fight vampires and demons and the forces of darkness.
yeah,
Which is really interesting because you do constantly see that friction, don't you, throughout the show?
yep. And I remember being so irritated on her behalf when I initially watched it. I was just like, "Oh, come on, just let her go and fight. Come on, Buffy's mum. Come on, Joyce, just butt out of it and let her go out." And oh my god, Principal Flutie, just stay out of it. She needs to fight. She needs to rescue
Yeah,
these people. And I mean, obviously, it doesn't bother me so much now because I'm a grown adult. But when I
yeah,
was younger,
yeah.
it definitely got me all riled up.
Yeah. Actually, I think this is the first time I've watched season 1 since becoming a mum. So that's like been
Mm.
3 years now.
Yeah,
Um, and it does hit slightly differently, I have to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Like when Joyce is talking about, I've listened to all the tapes and I've read
Yep,
all the
yep,
books, and it's just
yep,
like, oh, bless her. Like she's really trying.
yep.
Like she's
She's
so
trying to
trying
parent.
her
She's trying,
hardest.
yeah.
Yeah, and she's a single mom and it is difficult, and it's so weird
Mhm.
how differently Buffy hits now that we're the parents. It's
Yeah,
just it's so funny and
yeah.
like
Definitely understand Joyce a
millennial to
lot more.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buffy, no, you
I do
play up.
actually
You do
have
not go out to the bronze.
yeah, it's like, excuse me, this is your second day of school. You've already got in trouble. Of course you're not going out, like obviously. Like that's a genuine worry. It's quite funny. Yeah, it definitely hits differently now being a mum. And I do feel sorry for her that she tries so hard, but she just can't
Mm,
seem to relate
yeah,
because Buffy has this huge secret, which is no
yeah,
wonder there's this huge barrier between them. And you just see them trying to be mum and daughter, but they just can't because they're just not on the same level at all. So I do like that that does change later
yeah,
on, doesn't it?
yeah.
When everything comes out in the open. Spoiler alert, everything comes out in the open. Um, and she accepts it and she really, really tries to go along with it and help Buffy where she can.
Yeah.
And that really does make their relationship so much better, doesn't it? Which I
But
like.
she still always worries about Buffy, even when she knows she's a Slayer.
Obviously.
She still worries so
Yeah.
much.
I feel like you'd worry even more though. It's like, what? You're gonna go and
Oh, I
fight something
know.
that is trying to kill you now? It's like, excuse me, stay
Uh.
home.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
stay here where I
no
can
way
watch
is
you.
that happening. Yeah, exactly. Just lock her in a room. I don't care if you're the chosen one, you're my baby.
But I think that's something so many teens can relate to when they're watching it, isn't it? Of being misunderstood by their parents and
Mm,
feeling like smothered, not smothered,
yes.
by
Yeah,
school and
definitely.
people around you, and having or feeling like you've got these grown-up things to do and not being allowed to do
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, because definitely I think a lot of Joyce's lines in the show, like we haven't, covered it quite yet, but especially season 1, she's always like seems disappointed in Buffy, like, why aren't
Mm,
you trying hard enough? I know you're
mm-hmm.
clever, and that kind of thing. And she's always disappointed with Buffy because all she sees is like the letters from the teacher and the calls from the principal
Yeah.
and like, the parent teacher night and all that kind of stuff. She doesn't get to see any of the other stuff that Buffy's actually doing with her life, so
And
she
that is
can't be
really
proud of
sad.
her.
That's really
Yeah,
sad
it's
for Joyce,
really
I feel.
sad. Yeah, because that's why, okay, I know, again, spoiler alert, but that's why she's so hurt by Giles, isn't it, when Buffy runs away? She's so hurt by
Mm,
him that he got to be there for her where she couldn't. Like, she
yeah.
wasn't allowed to. She wasn't allowed in that part of Buffy's life. And I do really feel for Joyce now that I'm a mum,
Yeah.
like, really on a deeper
Absolutely.
level. Yeah. But back to this episode, I did want to mention how hilariously vocal her fighting is. Do you
Oh,
know what I mean?
I didn't pick up on that.
I
What
feel
with
like it's
like
a
the
way more vocal
yeah,
than
grunts and
yeah, it's like and
yeah.
like this quite is quite a lot compared to later on in the show. In the show
Mm,
she's way more like confident and aggressive, but I think that's just because she's finding her feet. She's not very
yeah.
confident, even though she is a little bit sassy, but she's not sure yet, isn't she?
I mean, yeah, you can see it in her fighting. It takes her a lot more effort and time to take down one vampire than it does in later seasons. You know, like later on,
Yeah.
it's just one stake and she's done and she carries on walking. But now it's like a whole big palaver to try and stake just one vampire. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I suppose it is more effort, and that's when you get the grunting and the theatrics coming into it.
Yeah. Yeah. But in this episode, Luke is quite a huge vampire to try and take down. So
Yeah,
she did
that's
pretty
true.
well.
That is
Yeah.
true.
I did really like that line. It's in 4 hours, moron. Like,
Oh yeah, when
and she
she
tricks him with the daylight.
that was one of my favorite lines as well. When she thinks, she
Yeah.
tells him that sunrise is coming, and then she says, "In about 9 hours, moron."
Oh yeah, 9 hours. Yeah. Because I thought it was actually funny that he started going like
Yeah,
like thinking that he's being burned by the sun, but he's obviously not. So I
yeah,
do really like that there is actually quite a lot of comedy. Like even by that you'd think serious characters like the Master, like Luke, like other
mm.
vampires that are quite serious. They do funny stuff and say funny things as well.
I really liked one of Giles's lines as well, where
Mm.
they're in the library and he's been talking to Buffy and Willow and Xander about the Slayer and everything. And one of his lines is just such dry humor where he says, "The Slayer hunts vampires. Buffy is a Slayer. Don't tell anyone." I just love that. It's like peak British humor, peak Giles. And
Yes, definitely. And I like how that sort of continues as well. Like he says something, and then either Buffy or Xander like say it really simply.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. And he's like, well, yes, that is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I like how that continues as well. Like that never really goes away, which is great because it's such a staple of his character to use a lot of words because he is very well educated,
Yeah,
and I like that they continue that.
yeah.
It's really good.
But I think
Um,
this episode did have a lot more humor and kind of sassiness in it to the first one. I
mm,
feel like they really introduced that in, and Angel as well. I always think of Angel as being quite a I mean, he's broody, he's dark and mysterious
yeah.
and all that. But I feel like the first 3 seasons of Buffy, he's also just a bit blur, just a bit bland. But in the first 2 episodes, he was so much sassier and so much more confident and just like
He
a
was,
completely
isn't
different
he?
Angel to what he is in the later episodes. And then when he,
Yeah.
in the spin-off, I feel like he goes back to being that sassy kind of
Mm.
yeah, more humorous, confident, cocky Angel.
I wonder if it's that whole thing of like being in love with her and not allowed to like touch her, and that probably makes him
Mm,
more broody than
yeah, because
normal.
even
He's got a
in
really
this
got hot.
episode, you can tell that he already fancies Buffy, can't you?
Yeah,
We can already see he's got a thing for
yeah.
Buffy.
Well, you can tell that she also does as well. Like they
Yeah,
sort of have glances, don't they?
yeah,
And I'm excited to like because I do like the way their relationship starts to progress because it's so normal the way it does, especially before she finds out that he's actually a vampire.
yeah, yeah. True.
Yeah, I love how normal it is. It's not like weird and like, oh, he rescued her or anything like that. It's just a normal like boy meets girl. She glances at him sometimes and like,
Yeah.
oh, he's over there. Will we dance? And it's just like it's just really, really normal. And I like how normal that is because they're
Yeah.
like the epic love of the seasons, really, aren't
Mm,
they? And I like that it just
well,
starts well.
we'll talk about our
Yeah,
favorite Buffy ships later on, I think, because we
yeah,
might
yeah. We
disagree on
definitely
this.
no. Not saying that Angel is my favorite, but it's up until what season 5 or something, season 4 probably.
Interesting. Interesting. No, I do, and definitely the first time I watched Buffy, I was Team Angel,
Mm,
and the end of season 2 absolutely shattered me.
yes, like it's hard not to be team them
Yeah,
because it's so like perfectly put together in a really good way.
yeah,
Um, unlike other shows sometimes, I think, because I'm like rewatching Vampire Diaries and stuff at the moment as well. And I feel like other shows, it's always like, oh, I'm the bad boy, so you should love me.
Mm,
But he never tries to be the bad boy. He actually is the good one. He
yeah,
doesn't kill people. He always
yeah,
rescues people. He's never like struggling with his blood addiction. He just like is sorted. He
yeah,
sorted himself out. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
He's
He
got it together.
exactly. He's got it together. He's there to be with her. Problem is he can't sleep with her, but that's the only issue.
And he helps her right from the start. He is on her side,
Exactly.
not
Yes.
getting in her way, not trying to rescue her, not trying to do it for her, just helping her.
Yeah, exactly. I like that actually he doesn't get in her way a lot. He's not
Mm,
like, I'm the guy that's going to help you and
yeah,
sort of muscle his way into her life. He doesn't
yeah.
actually do that. Maybe that's quite predatory that he doesn't do that, but um, I also like that he doesn't. He lets her find her feet in this new town, in this new life, and grow as a person before he sort of like inserts himself and
Mm,
tries to get
yeah,
to know her, if you get what I mean.
yeah,
Like he's
yeah,
quite patient in that way.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
he only appears in like such small little segments at any one time, doesn't he?
yeah, that's
He's not
true.
a major character from
He's got like
the
three
get-go.
lines.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of
Yeah,
comes in, says his bit, and then disappears again.
yeah. I quite like that as well because it's sort of like it's setting up for romance, but that's not what's important right now. What's
Yeah,
important is like the fact that she's a girl in high school trying to kill vampires.
yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah. So I like that the importance level of stuff changes, I guess, as the show goes on.
Mm.
I also really like that Jesse is introduced as the main character. Like, I always forget about him after episode two.
So does
Always.
everybody else, apparently. His best friend Xander? What? Jesse who? No, I don't remember the guy.
Literally, literally. So he's supposedly been friends with Xander since forever or whatever. Like him and Willow and Jesse are like a tight little group. Buffy is the newbie in this group.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's kidnapped and killed and turned into a vampire. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously that's really sad, but it's sort of like Game of Thrones like in the way that they've killed off a main character as soon as it begins, which is
Yeah.
quite cool if you get what I mean.
And you
But
don't
then
expect it.
no, you don't expect it at all. You don't expect like one of the main characters to be killed off so early. Especially Xander having to stake him himself.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
That was really good. But I did like that they did that. But then he's just never mentioned again. Oh yeah, remember
Yeah.
Jesse? Like, no, I have no idea who Jesse is. I have
Yeah.
to remind myself who he is every time I see the first episode. It's like, oh yeah, that guy.
I mean, I'm very glad actually that he gets killed at the end of episode 2 because I wouldn't want him around in future episodes or seasons. I
Mm,
just don't like him. I don't like him as a person. I
he's quite
think
annoying, isn't he?
he's really annoying. He's so sleazy with Cordelia.
Yeah, you see Cordelia's point, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Which I think I'd be interested to see what you think about this actually.
Yeah.
When Jesse goes to the Bronze, he finds Cordelia.
Mm.
Does he want to kill her because she rejected him, or does he want to kill her and turn her into a vampire because he fancied her? What do you think his intentions were?
Maybe the second one.
Mm,
Well, I don't know if he like I feel like the whole turning someone into a vampire thing is because they love them. They're obsessed with them. It's more of like an obsession. So I have to be with you forever kind of thing.
Darla wasn't in love with Angel though. She literally
I
just met
guess
him
not.
and was
That's
like,
true.
"Yep, I'll turn you."
Darla's different though, isn't she?
Because
I guess the same with Drusilla. I don't know. Well, I
Jesse
can't really
did
tell.
talk about turning Xander into a vampire, didn't he? Or just
Mm,
not maybe not necessarily him doing it, but suggesting to Xander that this was a great life and he should join.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I think he just wanted her, whether it
Mm,
was to kill her or turn her. It.
mm,
I don't think it really mattered.
mm,
I think he just wanted her because he's had this obsession over her, and now that he's a vampire, it's sort of turned into like vampire obsession of like obsession meeting hunger, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
this
I
is
think
kind of the
it's
ultimate way he wins.
yeah, so I think it's sort of like mixed in that sense. He probably doesn't know what he wanted to do. He just knows that he wanted her in some sort of way, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah.
Um, but I did think it was funny when he's like, "Shut up," and she's like, "Okay, just one dance," and it's like someone's actually like telling her what to do, and she liked that.
Yeah. If only he'd been more of a prick earlier on, maybe he wouldn't have
And
had a chance of that.
exactly, that's what I thought the first time I saw it. I was like, "Why don't you just do that all the whole time?" And I do like it in the computer room when Harmony and Cordelia are like chatting. I do love the scenes when they're actually at school
Mm,
doing school work,
yeah.
but in between they're having these conversations that are like insane, So they're like trying to do some sort of coding and they don't really know what they're doing. And Harmony's like completely like, I think this is all wrong. And yeah, Cortelia's like, who gave you permission to exist? Like, what a
Mm,
line. But then Willow gets her revenge, doesn't she? She's like, "Oh yeah, you have to press deliver."
deliver.
Yeah, which is a delete, and I thought that was brilliant because her face just said it all.
I love
Hours
that
of
scene, yeah.
torture is just now you have to do it again.
And it's so nice seeing the underdog
Mm.
kind of get their own.
Yeah, I think that Willow very quickly starts to gain confidence because of Buffy being her
Yeah,
friend.
yeah.
Because I don't feel like she ever would have really said that to Cordelia or done that to Cordelia before Buffy was on the scene.
No, absolutely
Um,
not.
yeah, but I think, yeah, Buffy very quickly starts to give Willow confidence to be just herself and to not let people put her down. And you see that grow and grow as well throughout the whole seasons, which is great
Mm,
because I love Willow as a character. She's one of my
me
favorites.
too, yeah.
Yeah, she's just so cool. I always wanted to be her and like be a witch as well
But
as be a slayer.
I think that is one of the great things about Buffy, not just the character and her friendship
Mm,
with Willow, but the show as a whole is it's so empowering to
mm.
girls and kind of showing you that yeah, you can be badass. You
Yeah,
can do all these things, you
yeah.
know? It's
Like you
so
can be the
nice.
quiet, clever one as well as still being strong and beautiful
Yeah,
and all that
yeah.
other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. It's very, very woman empowering in on lots of different levels,
Mm, hmm.
especially when other characters are introduced, I guess, like Darla, like Kendra, like Faith, and all these other characters that are introduced later.
Yeah.
They're all different levels of women empowerment, I'd say, and
Yeah.
like different, I guess, different caricatures of how you could be empowered as a woman.
Yeah.
Um, which I really like. I like that there are lots of different examples of women's strength, I suppose.
Yeah, and you can kind of find someone that you relate to in the series,
Mm,
or just see all the different ways that you could be empowered, or that you can thrive as a woman and have
mm,
what you want and get what you want. And
mm,
yeah, I really like that.
definitely. Yeah, I like that too. I think that's probably why the show stuck with me when I was young and I was obviously too young to to think about being a woman. I was only 7. But I think that's also what gave me, I guess, the empowerment I needed growing up.
Mm, yeah,
um, and why I watched it on repeat every single week.
yeah,
Like, not just waiting for the show, but I remember waiting for, I'd record it as well on tape so I could
yeah.
watch it back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I had so many like recordings like before it came out on VCR and stuff.
Mhm.
And also I couldn't afford to buy it anyway. So I had
Mhm.
loads of recordings of it when
Yep.
you record it and you got the adverts and
Yep.
stuff as well. Yeah, so I used to record it all so I could watch it back and I was just obsessed, literally.
Oh, I mean, it's a good show to be obsessed with.
Yes, I'd say so. Like I've been obsessed with quite a lot of shows, but not like that.
Mm.
So I was just going to ask you about Buffy merch.
Oh, Buffy match. Do you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely don't have any official Buffy merch.
Hmm.
Because they probably don't sell it anymore, do they?
Um, Not really. Not like those pop head things. I don't
Oh
really
yeah.
like those.
No, never been interested in those. And I like a lot of
Yeah,
merch, but that's not for
yeah,
me.
yeah. But on Vinted, it's full of original Buffy
Oh, do you know what? I
merch.
haven't even thought to look on Vinted for Buffy
You
merch.
should. I have saved. Don't buy all the stuff I've saved.
It's on. It is on.
I have saved so much to try and buy back my original collection because I don't have my original collection anymore. I used to have this huge collection of like bags, all the magazines that were out at the time,
Mm.
even the action figures, glasses, mugs, key rings, the pen, the little pencil case, like just so much stuff.
Do
So
you
I'm
know what?
slowly
That's just
trying to buy it
reminded
all back.
me. I had a friend at uni who gave me a whole load of Buffy magazines,
Oh,
and I don't know what I've done with them. They might still be at my parents' house, or they might have been recycled. Oh, I hope they're still at my parents' house. I should look for them
yeah,
next
because if
time I'm
they are,
home.
we should go through them.
Yeah, that would.
Because
Oh my gosh, I'd
that would
completely
be really
forgotten about that.
exciting.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be.
yeah, because they had lots of little like nuggets of like behind the scenes stuff.
I love those old school '90s magazines. They were so good.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like get her outfit and stuff, and it would tell you like, wearing next had her boots and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yep,
Like, I
yep,
swear the stuff never actually looked like what she was wearing in the picture because she was probably wearing a lot of designer things, but it
yeah,
was similar at
yep,
least. It's like just brown, genuine brown boots, and then like,
yeah.
some
You can get the
brown.
Buffy look for £50
Yeah,
or less.
exactly. Yeah, literally. That's what the magazine had in it. And it was so exciting. It was such a good magazine. So, yeah, have a look for it. I can't wait to read it out. So, have you got any fun facts for us then, Sally?
I do have some fun facts. Okay, so kind of related to, I mean, again, I feel like you'll probably know these fun facts, but related to what we're talking about with them killing off a main character
Oh,
at
yeah.
the end of season 2. Joss Whedon originally wanted to have Jesse in the opening credits as a proper official main character, along with
Oh,
Willow and Xander and Buffy and Giles. Um, but it was too expensive to film it just for 2 episodes and then get a new opening credits for season
right.
3. So it never went ahead. Sadly.
I guess that's why he doesn't quite feel too much like a main character because
Yeah.
he's not in the opening credits.
Do you
But that
think
would
it
have
would have
hit
made
harder.
exactly? Yeah. I was going
Yeah,
to say, do you think it would have made a bigger difference if he'd appeared in the opening credits and
I
you
do.
think, oh, okay, there he is. Yeah, he's one of the main guys. He's going to
Yeah,
be with us for the series.
yeah. And then he's like, boom, gone. You're like,
Mm,
what? What is
mm.
this show?
Because
Anyone could go.
even when he gets turned into a vampire, like okay, he's a vampire, but he can still be around. Maybe he's going to be
Mm,
a new enemy. Maybe
yeah,
he's going to keep coming back in future episodes to fight them and cause Xander all kinds of grief. Nope, just just gone, just
yeah,
gone.
yeah. It's quite shocking, really. I quite like that it's shocking. But yeah, I think it would have hit harder if he was in the opening credits.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. And then again, keeping on the Jesse theme, apparently Jesse had so much trouble speaking in his prosthetics, or the actor, I should say, Eric Balfour, had so much trouble speaking in the prosthetics and saying his S's that after that episode, they changed the way they made the prosthetics and made
Oh,
it easier for the vampires to speak. Except they kept the original ones and gave them to any kind of vampire in the background who didn't have to speak, or
right.
vampires who only had like 1 or 2 words to say. But then all the others got the new prosthetics.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I guess they wouldn't
Yeah,
necessarily know how it would be unless they're doing a lot of lines.
yeah. And it must
Yeah.
depend so much on the physiology of your individual face as to how well you can speak in it.
Mm, yeah. Because thinking back, actually, the prosthetics in the first, even most of the first season, I feel like they wear more prosthetics than they do later on.
I thought that as well, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was way more like this is a vulgar face to look at kind of
Yeah.
thing. Whereas later on, it's way more like just sort
The
of in the middle,
eyes,
isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
It's the eyes and the nose and the teeth. but not the entire
The whole
face.
face, yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah. Even like some of the vampires that were chasing her in the sewer had like horrible nails and stuff,
Oh,
and
I didn't notice that.
we never see that again.
No, we don't.
Yeah, and only the Master really has that. I was going to say that I really like him as a villain. I think he's a great villain.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
think as well, because he's the first villain, you don't have anything to compare him to.
Yes.
And you can see how much he affects Buffy and how much he scares her, and that kind of trauma stays with her
Mm.
even after the first season.
Yeah, because then it's sort of through the second season as well, isn't it? She's trying to get
Yeah,
over that trauma.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But even just everything about him, because he is very scary, like you don't want to mess with him
Mm.
or not achieve like the job he's just given you because don't bother coming back kind of
Yeah, yeah,
thing. You
yeah.
just know he won't, but he also is quite hilarious.
Not what you expect from one of the big bads, really.
Yeah, exactly. But no, even thinking about the whole of Buffy and all of the big bads, I still really rate him. We should do some
Mm,
sort of villain rating at some point,
we
shouldn't we?
should do, yeah.
That would be quite fun. Um, and I was going to say that the vampires purr quite a lot. Have you noticed
Oh,
that?
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
I
I
don't know that
actually
I would
really
have called
like
it
that.
purring, but I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. What would you have called it?
Growling?
Growling? It doesn't sound just like it sounds more
It's a
like
cross.
purring, but
It's a cross
yeah.
between it's like a menacing purr, isn't it?
Yes. You're like a big cat is about
Yeah,
to like pounce on you and eat you kind of
yeah,
purr because it doesn't sound that scary, but you know, I guess it is sort of scary. But yeah, I
mm,
actually kind of liked that, and I feel like they don't do that as much later on. But then I can't quite remember because I think there are, because there's less vampires later on, there's more like
mm,
other evil things.
yeah.
I don't really remember if the vampires purr anymore.
I mean, I definitely remembered after you said that, but it's not something that I picked up on myself, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean. It's not something that
yeah,
stands out to me. So
yeah,
yeah, maybe it does happen later on, and it's just kind of blended into the background and not stood out. Or maybe yeah, they just don't do it. Maybe it's an earlier season thing.
yeah,
Hmm. Pairing
yeah.
vampires.
Purring vampires. Rawr. That's how they seduce you.
Works every time.
Yeah. They're just big cats in disguise. That's what they are.
Well, I mean, it definitely plays into the animal nature of them, doesn't it? That
Yes.
they're not people, they're animals.
Yes. And that's what I quite liked how Giles distinct like said that about Jesse is like you're not looking at your friend,
Mm,
you're looking at the thing that killed him. And I
yeah,
do like that they do make that distinction throughout. It's like that person wasn't that is not that person anymore. That's the demon that's now taken over their body.
yeah,
And they do that justice, I think, until
yeah.
Spike. Spike is basically
I was
not
gonna say, yeah.
quite. He's the only one that doesn't fit that narrative, probably.
I think, I mean, until he gets the chip in his head, he's always been very self-serving.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So when he leaves
yeah,
at the end of season two, it's to save himself and Drusilla. It's not
yeah,
because he's a good person and he's leaving Buffy alone. He's looking
yeah,
after his own hide.
yeah.
And he's always, I mean, he's always such a character,
Mm,
but he is still evil. You
yeah,
know, up until he gets
yeah.
the chip in his head, he's still trying to attack Willow, and he's still trying to.
Even when he's
He
got the
still
chip in his
tries
head,
to
though.
get the chip
Yeah,
removed. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. He's just trying to find different outlets.
yeah. True.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess so. Because especially if when you compare them, because when later on in Buffy, when you do have flashbacks of certain characters, like Angel, what he was like before, like Drusilla, what she was like before. I know, spoiler
Yeah,
alert. Sorry if you haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure if you're listening, you have watched it. Um, so like Drusilla's flashback, even Spike's flashback, they are very different people. We don't
mm,
necessarily get to see Darla. We see like No, we don't get to see Darla before she's a vampire.
No.
Um, but those ones they are characters like they're sort of like a bit lost, a bit shy, a bit,
Yeah.
you know, apart from Angel, who's just a douche. Um, he's actually better as a souled vampire.
Yeah, he is way better.
Yeah, yeah. So
But yeah,
I
I mean,
guess
they all have their own personalities, don't they, as vampires?
yeah, which I think is nice. It's a nice distinction between like you know, that isn't you anymore. You are just a vampire now.
Yeah.
So
There's one, I mean, maybe this is completely irrelevant, but in season 7, Conversations with Dead People, is that what it's called?
yeah, yeah,
Where Buffy is talking to the student who has only just been turned into a vampire.
yeah,
And he is the least vampire person you've ever met, considering he's just been turned. And they're just sitting there having a chat like they're old university pals,
yeah,
joking with each other and going on like psychoanalyzing Buffy and all this kind of stuff. And it's just so, that really bothers me because it's so unvampire like. It's just like he's fully human
yeah,
for that whole conversation, and then he just decides, oh, okay, I am actually a vampire, so I'm going to try and kill you now.
yeah. I don't actually like that episode as a whole, really, but we'll
Nor
have
do
to.
I.
Yeah, we'll chat about it when we get to it, like in
Yeah,
months'
in a
time.
few hundred episodes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not one of my favorites. I was going to say as well that the fighting in this is quite hilarious. I know
Yeah.
we slightly already touched on this, but one of my favorite ever fight scenes is in the beginning of Beer Bad when she's
Yeah.
rescuing what's his face and she's doing the coolest move that she like never does again because
Yeah.
obviously it's in her imagination. And it's just, I love it. That's my favorite fight scene. Like, there's a lot of good fight scenes throughout the whole of Buffy, but that's
Mm.
my favorite. I don't know why. It just stands out to me as being, wow, that was really cool.
Interesting.
Do you know
That's
what
the
I
one that
mean?
stuck with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite fight scene?
Ah, do you know what? I can't think. I can't think of one individual one that stands out.
Mm,
Gonna have to keep
fighting
that in my mind.
specific. Yeah. Because the fight scene with Glory is quite good as well, though, on the tower. And she's like
Yeah,
properly knocking
yeah.
into her. That was brilliant too. And obviously, Thunderdome fight scene with
Oh,
the
yeah.
original vampire.
And all the potentials.
Yes, watching.
Watching,
That's
yeah.
brilliant.
That is a
Like
good one. Yeah.
that's such a good episode. But yeah, I think for some reason still that beer bad one really stands out to me. I just really like her fighting that because she's like dusting them one after the other and like doing loads of flips and like I guess because she's
Yeah.
also wearing all leather and she's very faith-like, I guess, in that one as well.
She is, isn't she? Yeah.
Mm, yeah. I do like how they sort of rub off on each other a bit. Like she does seem to allow influences. Like
Mm.
even though she is her, you do sort of see slight influences from the people that she meets and has quite a big impact on her. You do
Yeah.
see that throughout, like, you know, her being affected by the master, her being affected by Faith, and her being
Yeah.
affected even by Angel and stuff. Like
Yeah.
you do sort of see that have take a toll on her character, which is
Yeah.
very well written. I really like
Yeah.
that.
Ditto. I like that she is the main character, but she is still influenced, yeah, by all these people around her. She's not infallible. She's not, an island.
Mm,
She's not the one influencing everyone else. She really is, yeah, same as everyone
yeah,
else. Just a girl who, you know, kind of changes her habits or her ideas or her outlooks based on people around her.
yeah,
And I don't know. Do
definitely.
you do you see that much with main characters? I feel like a lot of main characters are kind of, it's my way or the highway.
Yeah, they're
They
normally the
don't
rock, aren't
change.
they?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I find that main characters in other programs are normally the rock and everybody else moves around them. And
yeah,
like, you know, they're the center of the universe kind of thing.
yep.
Whereas even though Buffy is the main character and she is basically the center of the universe because she's the Slayer, you don't necessarily get that feeling. You feel like the group is the center of the
Yeah, yeah,
universe
absolutely.
rather than just her, which is what I
Mhm.
really like as well.
Yeah, yeah. That's such a good
Yeah.
way of describing it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you. And also like the last line as well that Giles says, "The Earth is
The Earth is
doomed."
doomed. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then it's
Ditto.
repeated, spoiler alert, it's then repeated in the last ever episode, which is a very nice, like, sort of like brackets, I suppose, putting the whole of the show
Mm,
from start to
yeah,
finish in a nice little tidy bow.
yeah,
And you did really feel that when he said that. I liked it. And they're walking down the hall, and it's the same mirror image, isn't it,
yeah,
of what's happening
yeah.
in both episodes. So it does feel like there's a nice tidy bow over the whole show.
Absolutely, yeah. And I love that in this episode, it's just such a great snapshot of what the show is about and who the characters are, that
Mm,
Xander, Willow, and Buffy are all just kind of walking along, joking and being
yeah,
teenagers, and then Giles
yeah,
is the one in the background, like rolling his eyes,
yeah,
having to be the adult and like the
yeah,
parent figure, and
yeah,
yeah, I just
yeah.
thought that was brilliant.
And also, like, guess setting it up as well, because he's like, there's not just vampires, there's like loads of other
Mm,
stuff. And
yep.
it does set the rest of the season up for, a monster of the week kind of situation, which is what I love. I love a monster of the week kind of thing. It's just so much more fun.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Sally, for chatting to me about this episode. It was so much fun. Next week, we're going to talk about episode 3. What's that called? Witch.
Ah,
Such a
ooh,
good one.
good
It
one.
is
Yeah.
very good one.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
excited for that.
If you haven't watched it yet, go and watch Witch. We're gonna go watch it too and make our notes so we can chat about it next week. And thanks. Bye.
Bye.